Welcome to the Circuit News.
AI may be our present and our future, but in the popular world of Dune, it's a forgotten relic of the past.
Dune Part 2, which premiered in theaters earlier this month, features a universe where AI and advanced computers have been banished for 10,000 years. Instead, specially trained humans known as mentats do all the work.
How much will it cost them? Traveling all this way for this
3 guild navigators, a total of 1.46 million, 62 salaries round trip.
But this idea about human computers isn't science fiction. For centuries up until the 1960s, computers were human beings, not machines, and most of them were women. Katherine Johnson is the most well-known human computer whose calculations helped get the first man on the moon.
My problem was to answer questions. And I did that to the best of my ability at all times.
She was so good that astronaut Scott Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, would only trust electronic computers once Johnson had first checked their math.
Landing miles. Okay, so that puts your landing zone.
It all started with the most famous comet in history, Halley's Comet. Astronomer Edmund Halley believed the comet would return and you could use the laws of gravity to predict when, but the math was brutal for one person alone. Instead, human computers like Nicole Rain-Lapoute, a clockmaker's wife with a mind for numbers, helped predict the comet's return in 1758 within a matter of days. Finally, in 1942, when the U.S. Army recruited people to program the ENIAC, the first electronic computer, who did they choose? You guessed it, 6 women, 6 human computers. Today, the world's largest 3D printed bridges are only about a third of a football field long. But these 14 high school teams competing in last week's David Good 3D printed bridge competition are already imagining what's next.
It wasn't just that the students came up with their own bridge, but they also brought in elements from bridges, that have been built. So we were very impressed.
The David Good 3D printed bridge competition is an opportunity for high school students to work with civil engineers and prototype their design for a chance to win first prize.
The bridges, I think, would hold up if scaled up and made with different materials, but also the skills that the students are learning, those definitely hold up and can be honed into a promising career in STEM, and that's the goal of the competition.
First place overall went to the team from Governor Livingston High School in New Jersey.
It may be just a competition, but can you imagine it crossing the Hudson River one day? These young engineers will have to cross that bridge once they get to it. ChatGPT has been used for everything from writing college essays to planning vacation itineraries. But what if a conversation with ChatGPT-4 could do so much more, like designing a microchip?
Hammond Pierce, a visiting scientist at the NYU Tandem School of Engineering, created the world's first chip designed through conversations with an artificial intelligence platform.
And I think that's something that's really quite special because it really is, I think, increasing the accessibility of hardware design, and that more people will be able to work in this space.
ChatGPT-4 wrote the code for a hardware description language, or HDL, that you need to explain the digital circuits and systems that make the chip work. Writing HDL is an advanced technical skill that very few people have. Instead, with Pierce's chip chat, imagine an artist, a doctor, or a biologist with no formal training in chip design being able to create custom microchips for whatever they need. Now, major players in chip design software like Synopsys, Cadence, and NVIDIA are starting to use AI for designing semiconductors. The hope is to produce computer chips faster and more efficiently than ever before. That's all the time we have this week. Don't forget to like and follow for more engineering news at Circuit News TV.